so that they can unmute microphone. Oh no, I think that's the option. Hang on.
Seriously?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, got it.
I'll catch you later, BJ.
No.
Right, there we go. It turns out
we've got
that
it.
when you start a stream, ladies and gentlemen, it mutes your microphone by default, but now we know. Okay, so there are 16 people in. I need to check who isn't part of the thing. So anybody that is listening to this, hold on, it'll only be another couple of minutes until we start the race. I do apologise for these technical difficulties.
Wow.
So, hey mate, just added you on pen. When does the PSN, damn. Right, I need to check my friend requests. Yeah. Blimey. Game base. Friends, view friends. Friend requests. Pudnick. And Jux Dino. Okay.
Okay, crisis averted. Just. My god. Okay. Where was that?
I've accepted a couple more friend requests. I'm now going to go into friends and invite those two people, which is Pubnick, MOC. Oh, there we go. Just invited you. Yeah, I've invited 3 more people in. That will make it 18 drivers. In fact, no, it will make it 17 drivers. So we're still missing 3 people.
Who are they, sorry?
However, I'm going to make a new party very quickly. Game base. I seriously hate the PS5. Like, the menus sometimes are extremely annoying. So I'll select literally all of my friends, because the only friends on this second account is VFL, which is pretty embarrassing. And we'll make a new one. No, creating party. So that way I can just invite everyone from the party. So hopefully everyone should have received a message that says VFL.
Yep.
I can't TP. Oh, okay, that's just that other bloke. I don't know if anybody else isn't.
Also, there is a person called Steve, whatever his name is.
This is a really friendly server, in fairness, other than the guy calling me sad and a knobhead. Oh dear. Pudnick.
Who's that?
That was Steve Dempsey, 47. Anyway.
Oh, right. Yeah, Steve Dempsey, 47. He's a T2 driver, so.
Yeah, very interesting. Should start very soon. Apologies for the noobs hosting. Right, everyone.
You should not be in the
We are missing. Right, I might just start it without them. Missing 4 people. If you are not in the lobby, message me now. Otherwise, the race will start and you can join mid-quali.
We have most people, to be honest.
Okay, I'm actually thinking of just starting. Right, everybody just ready up.
Alright, but everything's solved now, yeah?
Yeah, hopefully. So, United 1 is just... There we go. Never let Sick Boy host again. There's no problem with Sick Boy
that's very rude.
How rude, Oda. I'm never going to interview you again.
I just said that, man, I'm going to have to talk to him.
Yeah. Naughty.
Dude.
He's
that is not nice, very naughty.
Hello.
Naughty.
Hello. I think he's listening to the stream. He can't commentate alongside me now after that disgusting behaviour. Anyway, since you're in the party, there's no excuse but to commentate. This was actually my master plan.
There is an excuse. I've got exams.
That is tough. I do feel for you. Anyway, there's a bit of an argument now. Weekend time allocation, I don't care. There's a bit of a fight in general at the moment. I've accepted you now. Can you send me an invite? Yes.
There's a huge fight. I don't know. Robert, calling us noobs. Well, not me, but that's not nice. Anyway, I'll let you commentate now, because
Yeah, absolutely. I'll go ahead.
it hasn't begun. Anyway, good luck. I'll stay
Well,
in
now
the
is the
game.
yeah. I might as well leave the voice chat.
I
or you
literally
leave the
get
voice
the
chat.
perfect view of watching this race.
Very
Fantastic.
nice. Oh dear, I'm unfortunately in a Ferrari. That isn't good.
Oh man, you
I
didn't press
forgot to click.
spectator, you're gonna have to
I
do it now.
forgot to click. Yeah, I forgot to click
Guess
spectator.
I'm the commentator now.
That is embarrassing. Um. Anyway, yeah. Hopefully everyone's in, and we can start the race. You
we
might
can
as well
start
leave
the
the voice
race.
chat now, and we can do the
Yep,
official
I'll see you
introduction.
later.
See ya.
See you.
That looked bad. Are you alright? Let me know you're alright.
Hopefully you can hear me. Let's see if that comes through the...
Hopefully.
Alright, there we go. It is. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Virtual Formula League. Tier 2, round 1 of Tier 2. Now you're probably thinking that hopefully AL... Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to round 1 of Virtual Formula League. Now you're probably sitting there thinking that round 1 was only 3 days ago when we were here at Silverstone for the first round of Tier 1. However, unfortunately, or fortunately even, we still have more racing to finish. So the story is that there's now a second race in VFL that we had no choice but to make a second league. And I do apologise for, first of all, the delay. Absolutely huge delay, 20-minute delay. It's my first time ever hosting something like this. And it's kind of been a bit of a disaster because I've had to add everybody and I've had to figure out how to stream. And I've been waiting for some people who were absent. And I've been figuring out, like, my mic was muted for ages. So I do apologise for the delays. But also I apologise if at any point during the qualifying, at least, I'm quiet and I'm silent. It's because I'm still adding people. We're still missing 3 drivers, so hopefully they can join as quickly as possible, which would be great. However, we are still, just like I said, missing a couple of drivers. I think a couple are just funneling in now, and then we'll only be 1 driver short of the full lobby. So I'll just make sure that these 2 drivers are in, but otherwise, this is the first round of the VFL Virtual Formula League Formula 1 World Championship, and this is Tier 2, because as I was saying, VFL has received such a positive reception after the first season, and what an incredible season it was, with all of the drama and the championship battle between me and Robert DS that went round right down until the final round. And we had no choice with such a positive reception and so many people joining the Discord that we had to make a Tier 2. And luckily, Tier 2 has been incredibly popular. We've got 17 drivers right now. A couple are on their way. I'm just kind of making sure that some drivers are just funneling in right now. But once that happens, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be in business. As we start the commentary, and we're already 4 minutes in to Q1 with Boomboy Fries popping a 1:28.2, but Scruff beating Boomboy and topping the charts with a 1:27.9. So just before we start the formalities, by the way, I am actually the team principal for Alfa Romeo, and Alfa Romeo saw some pretty good success in the first Tier 1 race with my 2 drivers, Mirko and Konakid, performed exceptionally well, especially in qualifying. In the race, unfortunately, both of them lost out quite significantly, but then they still brought themselves back and got some great points. But Alfa Romeo for Tier 2 is incredible. Scruff and Tom Taylor, and I know in particular that Tom Taylor has been practicing like mad because he's been messaging me all the time about it, and I absolutely love that. When a driver messages you and asks about advice and kind of to help out and to improve. It's incredible, and I know that he's put a hell of a lot of work into this as we spectate Tom Taylor right now, in fact. However, we are still, ladies and gentlemen, inviting the last couple of stragglers, as I like to call them, which is the United 199. And MOC. However, I'm not doing a very good job commentating, but don't worry, we've still got over 12 minutes of the commentary left. As always, we have the Sick Boy Super Lap. So I spoke about this last race, actually, the Tier 1 race for VFL. That was only 3 days ago. I talked about the Sick Boy Super Lap, and what that is I go into an 18-minute qualifying in Grand Prix mode on my own against the AI, and I kind of just do a lap with tyre temperatures and fuel in the car, so it's a realistic representation of my pace and really a Tier 1 pace. And I managed to pop a 127.144 for my Sick Boy Super Lap, and some drivers actually beat the Sick Boy Super Lap in Tier 1 3 days ago. So it'll be very interesting to see how many drivers beat the Sick Boy Super Lap this time around. And Poppy 1195 gets incredibly close in the Alpine, ladies and gentlemen, with a 127.4. It's a shame I unfortunately did not catch that, because to be honest, I'm mainly focusing on the last couple of drivers that are still trying to join. I see that MOC has just joined, and hopefully the final couple of drivers join as well, as we have almost everybody in. The United 199 joined the session, but unfortunately, I don't believe has joined, but unfortunately has not been able to control a car. However, ladies and gentlemen, we have 18 drivers. As soon as the United 199 joins with almost 11 minutes of qualifying remaining, we will have an entire lobby of drivers bar one, as Robert DS himself, Donaldinho, messages, "What's up, boys?" in the chat. I do see that, Robert DS. I was just actually discussing how you lost the championship by only a couple of points to me last season in Brazil. But anyway, as we follow, I think the best driver right here to follow, just kind of checking people's lap times and where they are on the lap, actually. I'm just kind of checking. I think the person to check may actually be either Boomboy Fires or Tristan right now, who is just about to start another lap. He's actually on a flying lap right now, heading into the Vale chicane right at the very end and Club Corner to finish off his lap. It will be very interesting to see. Luckily, he doesn't invalidate. It'll be interesting to see what time he gets. And it's an incredible lap, a 127.5, which puts him on the front row in the Haas, right beside an Alpine. Poppy 1195 on his debut season. He's already got provisional pole, ladies and gentlemen, on his debut race, in fact. So it'll be very interesting what happens, as there's still 10 minutes of qualifying remaining, and there's a bit of a, well, ladies and gentlemen, a bit of a traffic jam going on around Stowe Corner right now, and a yellow flag was called out. I believe that's because the AlphaTauri of Just Dino was going particularly slowly, quite rightly, to... Oh, hang on, ladies and gentlemen. MOC has just accidentally crashed around Club Corner, the final turn, on his way to start a flying lap, and he got crazy amounts of oversteer on that inside corner, and he's just gone right into the pit lane barrier, and he's completely out of qualifying. And ladies and gentlemen, currently he's sitting in 17th. If Eisenman sets a fastest lap of any kind, MOC is unfortunately going to be starting the race from last on the grid alongside myself, because I forgot to click the spectator option on my game. However, that is an extremely unfortunate circumstance for MOC, but worry not, overtaken opportunities in Silverstone, and there's such a good opportunity to go for a little bit of a last to first and gain an incredible amount of glory in doing so. So hopefully MOC doesn't feel too bad about that one. That was really, it was an unfortunate situation to be in. As we pan over to, I believe, Scruff, maybe the best driver to follow corner right now to start his flying lap. and currently he's third on the table, so it'll be interesting to see if he can improve. Apart from that, ladies and gentlemen, there aren't many other drivers on flying laps right now. We have JKS going around Stowe actually right now, but I believe he's on a flying lap, but he's slowed down. He's run out of fuel and he's diving into the pits. The only other drivers are actually the two Aston Martins of Infamous AIM and ALB. Let's follow ALB right now. He's on a flying lap, he's going around Stowe, and he glues himself to the inside chicane incredibly well, but he does invalidate. I'm fairly certain that that would have been an invalidation, ladies and gentlemen, and if it isn't, I will be incredibly surprised, because he skipped the inside of Stowe incredibly, and I imagine that was an invalidation. As Infamous AIM comes into the pits, we have the McLaren of Eisenman going extremely slow down the hangar straight, letting through the Red Bull of Lay 59.971 as he's going around Stowe right now on an outlap. It'll be interesting to see how he can improve. He's currently sitting on a 128.4, just shy of a 128.4, as he goes around the final corner, club corner, the same corner, in fact, ladies and gentlemen, that MOC DNF'd from qualifying only a few short minutes ago. But luckily, Lay does not follow in MOC's footsteps and starts an incredibly good lap. He kind of misses the apex of Farm heading onto the Wellington Straight just slightly there, ladies and gentlemen, but it doesn't really matter because Farm is an incredibly difficult corner to land properly and carry as much speed as you can onto the Wellington Straight. Now we have the incredible corner of Brooklands right now, which is a very tough corner once again to get right. You want to go as wide as possible onto that black and white curbing on the outside of Brooklands to get as good as of a slingshot as possible, in fact, onto the old National Pit Straight as we head round Copse Corner. And so far, Lay's lap is an incredible lap, as we see what age each driver's tyres are on the left, and Lay has abandoned his lap. I believe it was because he invalidated his lap. That must have been the only reason why he abandoned such an incredibly strong lap, or at least it looked like a pretty strong lap. As we pan over to Eisenman right now, he's on a flying lap, and it's an incredibly quick flying lap, but it wasn't a very quick Stowe corner, ladies and gentlemen. He actually kind of stopped pushing near the end. It almost seems like he's abandoned the lap entirely. In fact, he has, which is unfortunate. As Lay dives into the pits, we've got the two Aston Martins right next to each other. They could be going for a slipstream, and if they were, then unfortunately I haven't caught it, but they're both diving into the pits. Tom Taylor, 07, and Scruff, the two Alfa Romeo drivers. However, obviously, our fellow commentator, PJKOTR, who joins me in the commentary box for the Tier 1 races, might not be too happy with Ferrari's performance right now. We have myself in the Ferrari, who obviously DNF because I'm commentating, but unfortunately we also have MOC, who once again, and he will hate me for keep mentioning it, but it's the biggest bit of drama that's happened this qualifying. He binned it round Stowe and unfortunately DNF'd, and will start from the back of the grid unless Eisenman can't string a lap together. Just as I say that, Phil Donald in the Mercedes ends up popping a 127.3, or just shy of, in fact, which is an incredible lap. Remember that the Sick Boy Super Lap was a 127.144, and the fastest lap that we received in Tier 1 of VFL was a 126.9, set by our Season 1 runner-up, Robert DS himself. And the fact that Tier 2 is only 3 to 4 tenths of a second slower than Tier 1 is absolutely incredible. But Phil Donald right now is actually stopping entirely on the Wellington Straight, and I'm not too sure why. It can't be for letting the Alpine of Poppy through. I mean, he has just stolen provisional pole off Poppy, and I'm sure that Poppy will try and really kind of counter back from that and try and steal it back off him. But the best driver to follow right now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not actually too sure. Maybe it's the other Alpine of Pudnick, who is on a flying lap right now, as I receive incredible advice from Connor O'Farrell, stating that if, and I believe that's Connor Kidd, my incredible Alfa Romeo driver, that if the track map is red, it does mean that the lap is invalidated. And I did know that before, however, I forgot to actually enable the track map, I think. So I wasn't really able to see whether the map was invalidated or not. However, now I am, so thanks for that tidbit, Connor, because it does help a lot. As Pudnick turns around Stowe and into the Vale chicane. Will he be able to improve? Likely, but unfortunately he really does mess up Club Corner right there. And I hate to say it, but unfortunately it isn't an improvement for Pudnick, because it was an incredible lap up to the final corner of Club Corner, and it seemed like he almost got the apex of the corner incorrect a little bit, which is unfortunate to see. As we pan over to Boo Boy Fries, who has unfortunately invalidated his lap once again around the Vale chicane, and it was 16 seconds slower. He must have invalidated the lap earlier on. Who I was actually trying to pan over to is Tristan, because Tristan right now is actually leading quite a massive train of cars. Behind him is the Alpha Tauri of Just Dino, and I'm sure he's looking to get a good lap. There's only 2 minutes left of qualifying, ladies and gentlemen, so it will be very interesting to see which drivers that are currently in the pit box are looking to leave. With only 2 minutes left, I believe it will take around 1 minute 40 seconds for a driver to actually leave the pits, complete, I do apologise, complete their outlap and start a lap. So anybody that is in the pits right now, which is only the Mercedes of Phil Donald, will not be able to do a subsequent flying lap. As Phil Donald leaves right now, in fact, from the pits, he's cutting it quite tight, ladies and gentlemen, because he doesn't want to be pushing 100% round his outlap anyway, because he will lose his battery, his energy storage, but most importantly, he'll be shredding his tyres as Poppy abandons his fastest lap, with following Tristan, who's invalidated his lap. I think the best driver right now to follow is Scruff, as we have Kevin has abandoned his lap, Lay is on a flying lap himself, just approaching Copse Corner, and it'll be interesting to see how many drivers can improve on their lap time, but he invalidates. Unfortunately, he doesn't actually invalidate by going wide at Copse Corner. I'm not too sure why. However, let's just pan over real quick to JKS. He's just about to start his flying lap, and it will give me a perfect opportunity to follow JKS's car around the entire lap to almost give a rundown of the track. So he's going around Club Corner right now, the final corner, and it's all about really getting a slingshot onto the Hamilton Straight as he approaches Turn 1 of Abbey, the whole Turn 1 complex, in fact, and the first full braking zone of the track, which is Village. And it's a nice kind of right-left sequence of corners in Village as he heads onto the Wellington Straight, the first straight. And what's interesting is we haven't seen many slipstreams occur in Tier 2. And as I said 3 days ago, the slipstream around the Hangar Straight can save you an entire tenth of a second. So it'll be extremely interesting to see if later on in the series we see many slipstreams happen in Tier 2, because already in Tier 1, not only are Williams doing slipstreams like they did last year, but quite a few other teams are also deciding to adopt the slipstream. Dark Inferno leaves the session. I didn't even realise he was here to begin with. However, Tom Taylor pulls over to the side, having to let through JKS as he goes through Maggots, Beckett's, and finally Chapel. And that was an incredible sequence of the S's at Silverstone. He's 0.3 of a second down on his fastest lap, which at the moment pops him just ahead of Scruff and will probably equate to around a 1:27.7. As I believe that's MF Underboss, I do apologise if I'm incorrect, has just improved massively on his lap time and ends up P4. And it's a fairly decent Club Corner from JKS, and it looks like it's going to be a massive improvement for him. And in fact, it's an incredible improvement, ladies and gentlemen. He lands himself on the inside of the front row with a 1:27.4. That's an incredible performance, as Tristan, fortunately, is not able to improve his position on the final lap. And Kevin, it looked like he ran wide at Stowe, but as I'm going to say to Connor before he points it out to me, that track map isn't red, so he hasn't invalidated, but I think he has. He hasn't. He goes 5th. He completely cut Stowe Corner. I don't know what's happened right there. And I believe that the only person yet to finish a lap is Eisenman, who unfortunately finishes it with a 1:40.038, which is his best time. That still lands him in front of the two Ferraris of myself and MOC, who unfortunately DNF'd quite a while ago. Now, I can't check Discord right now, ladies and gentlemen. However, if I am... people are tagging me. If you want, I can join midway. Okay, Oda, I will join. Phil would have been P3 behind us two. I'm 2 tenths up, and I get crash. I've joined the session, but it won't let me choose a car. The United 199. Well, that's quite an outdated message because he's racing. As we are about to get a second commentator join in a minute, but Tom Taylor has just put in a private message that he's frustrated about his qualifying result, which is very interesting. And I do believe, ladies and gentlemen, that the qualifying session may be a little bit glitched because the United 199 is still able to drive around, but it will only be for another 30 seconds. However, what I was going to say, I do apologise for interrupting myself, is that if my microphone begins to pop at any point and starts to like crackle and it's horrible, I can't check my stream and I also can't read Discord messages. So if you do hear my microphone starting to really dampen in quality, please send a message on the YouTube stream. And if I actually leave the voice chat and rejoin, the microphone popping issue seems to fix itself for about 10-15 minutes. So hopefully that will let it fix. As P.A. Gasly joins the session in P20th as an AI. I have no idea why that's happened, because AI is completely disabled. And I believe that's because it's the only seat that hasn't been taken. But I'm sure that's a glitch. And I'm sure that the entire lobby may be glitched right now, ladies and gentlemen, because there's only 1 second left on qualifying, an AI driver has joined, and the United 199 is still driving around. So I'm going to put a message into general, and I'm going to see if we may have to restart the lobby, because for me, it is glitched out. Which will be very, very interesting if it is glitched out, but no worries, because we can restart the lobby very easily and we can join everybody back in. Quite a few people are leaving, so this may be a time to start a brand new lobby. And people are saying that it will fix itself. However, qualifying has ended now for quite a while, and I don't know if the United 199 has to finish his lap, so we'll just wait for him to finish his lap, because I do believe that he's controlling himself, but hopefully it fixes itself eventually. I'm going to wait for one more lap, but apart from that, we're going to have to do a new lap. So like I said, I'll wait a little bit, but if it doesn't fix itself ever, then we are going to have to start a brand new lobby, and all of the qualifying results will carry over to the new lobby, because I'll just take a screenshot of the qualifying results and then set custom grid, and then just make it so that the top 10 drivers all have to start on softs, which is a little bit inconvenient, but hopefully it isn't the end of the world, as we are following the United 199 right now, the only person on the track, and he seems to be the one who's broken the lobby for all of us, which is extremely interesting. However, I tell you who I am going to invite whilst we're waiting. Saudi Arabian man himself, Oda, is going to join the lobby and will be able to commentate alongside me, because he is absolutely desperate to commentate, and he's a great commentator, so it'll be interesting to invite him and see what's going on. As the commentary does finish, but I'm just quickly going to invite Oda, because, like I said, poor man wants to commentate, and I think that everyone should have a chance at commentating. Can't add some players because of their settings. I have to add him as a friend. Unfortunately, I do apologise for this, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to make it as snappy as possible. I'm going to add him as a friend as quickly as possible, just so that I can then invite him to the lobby. Don't blame me, blame Oda. However, as we pan back onto the race, we have Phil Donald in the Mercedes, topping the charts with a 127.291. Alongside him is Poppy in the Alpine, only 1.2 tenths of a second behind. JKS Racing and Tristan make up the second row, with Kevin Kearney, MF Underboss, Boomboy Fries, Scuff, Nice Job Mate, incredible name, Tom Taylor, Lay, ALB, Just Dino, Infamous Aim, let's make it snappy. The United 199, Pudnick, Eisenman, MOC, myself, last. And we just managed to say that entire rundown before the timer ticked down. I count that as a bit of a success. I'm not actually too sure if Oda has just accepted my friend request, but unfortunately, I forgot to select, once again, which is incredibly embarrassing. I forgot to select spectator. So I'm going to be racing at the back of the grid, but don't worry, because I'm going to just follow the last car so that the tyres don't get cold. And I'm going to bin it straight away. I'm just going to turn left and into the wall, which means that the start of the race will unfortunately be a bit compromised. But the only thing that will happen during the formation lap is me with my game paused. So I'm quickly going to try and invite Oda, and once that happens, it will be time to commentate alongside him. Because, man, does Oda want to commentate. Apparently I have invited him as a friend. But at the same time it says that I haven't. Yeah, Oda. There we go. Friend. The game's completely glitched out. However, I'm just going to quickly join a voice chat with him. I've left the voice chat and I've joined another one alongside Oda. So hopefully he will join the lobby soon. And he has joined. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the commentary box. Ah, yes, exactly. So what you're going to have to do to make sure that you can... Oh, yeah, can you hear yourself? That's perfect, then. Oh, okay. If you can't hear yourself in the stream... Yeah, so if you can't hear yourself in the stream, then go into party settings and you will be able to allow it. Yeah, I'm just going to make sure that I can still hear myself. Yeah, and once you can hear yourself on the stream, then let me know. I can still hear. Yeah, so I can still hear myself, which is very interesting. Okay. Yeah, so...
yeah, I enabled it.
Oh, okay. So,
welcome everyone. I am here commentating. Can you send me an invite to the server to the race so I can actually see the strategy? And
yeah, that is a very good point. I've forgotten him to invite, so he's commentating nothing at the moment. He's commentating his home screen.
I'm commentating on the main menu.
Yeah, literally.
Pretty amazing. Commentating on the breaking point poster on the main menu. It's pretty lit, I'm gonna say, actually.
But yeah, so I'm just going to quickly introduce the strategy. So we have all of the top 10 drivers starting on the soft tyre, and we have quite a few drivers starting on the mediums, in fact. It will be interesting to see what strategy the two different drivers adopt.
It will probably be soft medium or medium soft.
Exactly, that's what I predict.
If you go to soft hard, you're just losing time on yourself.
Exactly.
You waste. Maybe if you get punted in lap 1 and get some damage, it might be worth it, but other than that, I don't see any potential opportunity.
Exactly, so I don't think that many drivers will be on the hards. However, if there's an early safety car, that could change the course of the race completely. As I try and DNF, and unfortunately, because I absolutely hate these settings, this is the first time I've been on the game on this account, I've had to DNF. However, we head back to the racing, and who is leading is Phil Donald, once again behind his driver in P2, and I believe there's a safety car straight away, but my game's still...
A VSC, it's a VSC.
Virtual safety car, because I DNF'd. So unfortunately, the start of the race is kind of robbed from us, and we have quite a few...
Thank you for ruining the race start.
Yeah, literally.
Amazing.
We have quite a lot. We have Pudnick given
penalties. There's a lot of penalties.
Yeah, exactly. So Pudnick's given a drive-through for ignoring yellow flags for some reason, and quite a few drivers are given 5-second penalties, but they're not going to be removed in the new rules.
Yeah.
If you get 5-second
They're
penalty,
not gonna get removed. Yeah. from
Yeah,
the new
exactly.
rules. It will only removed if you crash and there's a glitch, and then it will
Yes.
be removed with evidence, of course.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're completely correct. That's exactly what happens.
Yeah.
As we see, the closest battle right now is the two drivers of Lay
Yeah,
and
Phil-
MF Underboss side by side through Maggotts and Beckett's.
Phil
And they are
Donald
leaving
and,
each other quite a lot of room, but Tom
Phil
Taylor,
Donald and Poppy are in a difference of under 0.2 of a second here, and here we see we see Poppy overtake going around the outside of Stowe and actually gets the move.
That's an incredible
around
move.
the outside. That's an incredible move.
yeah, that is a great move. So Poppy now leads our race in the Alpine behind Phil Donald, and he overtook him right around the outside of
Yeah.
Stowe, like you just
right,
said.
yeah, it was
Very
a
good
beautiful
move.
I saw it, yeah,
Tom Taylor has managed to go up 3 positions whilst 2 other drivers were kind of battling. Kevin's gone down 5
yeah.
positions, and a lot of drivers are pitting, Oda. Can you see this? For wing changes?
A lot are pitting, probably into hard tires.
Yes,
And,
hard tyres. They're changing their wing and they're serving penalties, and that's MF Underboss,
serving
Lay. Lay is as well, Eisenman potentially, infamous AIM.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
We won't see any interesting strategy here today because there's no rain like in Tier 1.
Exactly.
Tier 1, the rain, the rain just did some a kappa with an amazing strat. A strat that actually Sky was going to do. He told me that. He was going to do that.
Yeah,
Well,
the starting on the mediums and then going on the intermediates.
If you're slow and quali, go on the mediums. But if you, in Tier 1, if you were quick, go double soft strat, which I did. But my race was on. Let us not talk about what happened to my race.
Yeah, literally. Well, you're going to have to tune in. Don't tell them what happened. Make them watch the whole race as Scruff overtakes Tristan on the inside of Stowe. It's another position change.
No.
And I forgot to mention, but there was a bit of contact earlier on between two drivers around, I believe it was Woodcut, actually, as Poppy sets the fastest lap. And Tristan overtakes Boomboy Fries on the Hamilton Straight.
Some has into battles.
No,
won't be
exactly.
happening a lot in Tier 1, unfortunately.
No, that is very true. The racing in Tier 2 is definitely slightly different compared to the racing in Tier 1. It's
more slower.
it is just slightly, but it's very clean.
Slightly. Yeah,
As MF Underboss is going side by side with Lay heading into Stowe, and he makes the overtake before he even approaches the corner.
Yeah, I raced with MF Underboss. He's actually pretty quick. I expect him to be within the top 10 most races, actually. Been getting some good points. Maybe fastest laps every now and then.
Unfortunately, I don't think he's going to be getting many fastest laps because he's on the hard tyre, and he's in 15th because he lost his wing. Yeah.
He's in 15th. He lost his wing.
But it will probably be a soft-medium strategy for the top 11 runners who are all on the softs right now.
Anyone who did bit in the beginning for hard, soft, medium, or medium soft, if they are on the mediums. Which I don't think any are in mediums right now. We have some. We have Pudnick, MOC United are on mediums, and interesting that Infamous went into mediums. He's doing a medium soft, not going to the end on hards.
Wow, that's very interesting.
He's trying to get faster, get an advantage on the hard runners, and build a gap.
Yeah, exactly that.
Yeah.
But do you think that the medium tyres will last until the end of the race for 26 laps, Oda?
No, he will have to pit.
Nah.
It won't. It won't. There's not a single chance in the slightest. It won't last to the end of the race.
There's quite a battle going on between about 5 drivers. Sorry to interrupt, but this is crazy. You've got the United one overtaking the Mercedes of Nice Job. And it's a bit of a DRS train kind of going on of about 5 drivers.
This is a classic DRS train we see here.
Exactly.
Oh, what a move by ALB on Dino. What a move.
Yeah, I just saw that. Yeah, it was
what
crazy.
I couldn't do on Robert DS.
Yeah, literally.
Yes,
but he's going back up the inside. Hold that thought. Dino's back up the inside on Cop's corner.
Cop side by side. They will keep it clean.
Yeah,
They
ALB
keep
goes
the Cop.
extremely wide, and luckily there's no contact.
Yeah, there's no contact.
but now the United 199 will be hoping to.
He will be trying to pounce on him. He will
Exactly.
hope that he makes a lot of
And
mistakes.
he's got an incredible
He
exit
is.
from Chapel,
He got in,
and he's using his DRS, and he has
into
passed
the hanger straight, and he
ALB.
passed. And he might actually pass against Dino. And
Oh,
he
unfortunately
might,
not. But nice job,
No.
mate. Has just been turned around, but he's also been
Oh.
saved.
Ah.
He saved it very well, and he didn't crash. ALB is going into the pits. I'm not too sure why. He might have wing damage.
Oh, why are the broadcast cameras so bad in the game?
No, I know.
Can't see
They're
any-
terrible. Yeah,
Yeah,
I know
I
what you
wish there
mean.
was a person that did the camera in the game.
Yeah, literally.
Jesus Christ.
Dino and the United 199
Dino
are
and the
still
United
continuing their battle. I don't think
Yeah,
Dino
yeah.
will be able to overtake heading into. I keep on forgetting the name of the corner, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, he into. I think this is Luffield.
Luffield, yes, you are correct.
Luffield is right-hander. Brooklands is the left-hander.
Ah, yes, that's it, Brooklands. You know it better than me, and it's my country.
Listen, you know some stuff I don't know. I don't know where I spawn until you said it.
No, yeah, that's very true.
Yeah, that's good.
But we've got quite a close battle now between the United 199, who's in 8th, all the way to
And,
nice job, who's in 11th.
P11.
Yeah.
It's 4 drivers for P8. It's an interesting battle. More interesting than the lead. The lead is more single file. DRS
Exactly. Yeah.
train. This is a DRS train, but with a lot of overtakes, a lot of risk in it.
This
But,
mid
and,
battle has had a lot of
This
overtakes.
is the midfield. This is the midfield. While in the front, they know that
Ooh.
sometimes they need to keep. Oh, a nice job. Had a bad exit.
Yeah, and
here
so
we
did
have,
Dino. He
just
almost crashed.
Dino and Kevin Koenig gets into ninth.
Yeah,
place.
Kevin does get
and
ahead.
That allows the United one to get a gap. It allows
He
him
does.
to get a good gap.
Yeah,
And he's
it's a gap of
actually on the
1.2
mediums.
seconds.
He's actually on the mediums, the slower compound. This is why they're fighting, because he was on the medium compound.
What's interesting is that Kevin doesn't get
Yeah.
DRS on the United
Yeah,
one.
he doesn't. He doesn't.
There's a yellow flag in Sector 2.
Yeah, if he doesn't get DRS, it's hard to follow here due to the dirty air. In here, dirty air is a pain in the ass if you don't have DRS. It's a
Exactly.
pain in the ass. Hard to overtake. I'm gonna just say it here: if you don't have DRS, never dream of overtaking.
Yeah.
Never dream, or in any track in general.
Yeah, literally. I mean, some tracks you kind of don't need DRS to think of them.
It can go without penalties are the front guys who don't have to risk that much.
Exactly. And that's it. They don't have
Yeah.
to risk it. As Pudnik makes an
don't have to
overtake on
risk.
Dino, but it's because Dino's
Yeah,
in the
they don't.
pits.
Well,
Yeah.
and when I was in the front, I risked it, and you know what happened.
Yeah, exactly.
I risked
That was
it every
unfortunate.
lap. I tried to go for every overtake, every maneuver.
But you
And
weren't
it
on
just
your
lost
own.
me time.
Yeah, you were battling
Yeah,
with.
Robert,
oh.
yes.
Hang on a sec.
Yeah.
Scruff and JKS are going side by side. Scruff has DRS. JKS doesn't, and he
Ah.
makes the overtake easy on the hanger straight heading into
nice
Stowe.
move, a nice move.
Yeah,
It was a
exactly.
nice move. Yeah.
As Kevin is sticking up a nose on the inside of Stowe on the United 199, and he does get it, even though United has got a 5-second time penalty. So, did Kevin have to go for that overtake?
Yeah. There's something that you missed out on. ALB pitted onto new sets of hearts.
Ah, very interesting. Let's pan over to the
interesting.
tyres right now. So Dino's on a set of
tyres.
mediums. I think this is
Yeah.
when all of the drivers are going to come in because Boom Boy
No.
pits, and so does Tom Taylor, and they're both going on the medium compound.
No, mediums will pit lap 14, pit window 13 to 14. Softs are lap 11 to 13 pit window.
Wow, so why are they pitting on lap 7 then?
I don't know. Damage, most probably.
They didn't seem to change their wings though. Neither of them did.
I
So,
don't know.
Yeah,
Maybe
very
an
interesting.
undercut? Maybe an
Yeah,
undercut?
exactly. They
Yeah,
might be
undercut.
going for a really severe undercut, or maybe
Yeah.
even the
Yeah.
two-stop strategy, Odo. I don't know how powerful that is here, but
Yeah.
they might bang on a fresh set of softs with a couple of laps to go.
Well, actually, a track that is really good in undercuts is our next round in Russia, in Sochi. The undercut there is powerful, as I did from my calculations.
Yeah,
It is really powerful. Like you can get 5 seconds compared to one softs if you pit. And talking about strategy for next race, it's the same as here. The same. Soft mediums.
Ah, yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So I'm not too sure if you can see this, but I'm getting a lot of messages on the YouTube live stream from Robert DS and Steph, and they've confirmed that mediums will be able to last until the end for Infamous.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
he is right at the very
It's
back
gonna
of
be
the
very
grid.
worn. It's gonna be real worn. If it does, it's gonna be real worn, and you might risk doing. You might risk like Russell and Latifi and Bottas did today in the race today.
Yeah,
It might happen to him.
yeah,
Might get
exactly.
a puncture. Yeah.
Yeah, and even though the mediums will last until the end, I would like to know how damaged those mediums will be.
No, probably 50 to 55%.
Exactly,
Probably.
and they're going to be very, very slow. What is
They're gonna be very
interesting is that mediums can last about 18 laps, so maybe it was a good idea for the
Yeah, it's a
drivers
good-
to pit.
But
As
if
Tom
it's,
Taylor, sorry,
when
I'm going to have to interrupt you. Tom Taylor spins around turn 1 Abbey, and he's managed to keep it quite well, but he does lose one position, but it is only one position. Pudnick overtakes him now. He's now in P12. He just needs to be careful not to spin again on his extremely hot tyres.
Yeah, hot
And
tire.
unfortunately, he does.
He spun round.
He spun round Village, yeah, and he
Yeah,
is
spun
trying
round,
to rejoin the track now, and he's losing quite a few more positions, but he just needs to keep a cool head, and he can join the track. The second
I'm
spin
gonna
was
say,
quite
I'm gonna
detrimental.
say gonna spin and farm. He's gonna spin and farm.
Maybe. Yeah, that is very true.
Luckily,
He might
this-
spin right now again,
Not
actually.
into Luffield, not into Brooklyn.
No, he does. He does spin again into Brooklyn.
He does.
Unfortunately, that is a terrible situation to be in for Tom Taylor. I really do feel for
This is a
him.
performance that Bottas will be very proud of. Breaking his record of most spins in a race.
Maybe. But, oh, hang on. There's 3 drivers of pit. So Tristan, JKS, and Scruff have all gone onto the medium tyre and have all pit the same lap.
Undercut.
Definitely. ALB gets another time penalty. That puts MOC, who was last at the start of the race, all the way up into 5th place, and he's only got 3 seconds of time penalties.
But did he pit?
He hasn't. No, unfortunately not.
He pitted on lap 1 to the mediums.
He did, yeah. So he started
Yeah, he did.
on mediums,
So he
in
has
fact.
to pit again. He has to pit again. Yeah.
As Phil Donald gets, unfortunately, just as I pan over, 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. But this is interesting, and not many people would notice this, but Poppy is only on 2% battery. Phil is on 80%. So obviously he isn't pushing, whereas Poppy is. So it'll be very easy for Phil to overtake, and as soon as he overtakes, he just has to drive off. Yeah?
Poppy is me in the race, and Phil is like Rob DS. In the race, I was just using all my battery. As we say this, Poppy goes into the pits.
Both
He's gonna
drivers
pit
pull into the pits, in fact,
Either
and
going
not.
into the pits,
Yeah,
or
neither
going
of
to
them
the
lose, or
And
neither of them
then
get a time penalty. Sorry.
Yeah, neither of them. This
Yeah.
is what happens when you follow the rules. No penalties.
Yeah, literally. Yeah.
This is what happens.
As nice job goes into the pits. Very interesting. All the drivers right now, as we pan over to Sire, are going on the mediums.
Yeah. The mediums will last to the end of the race from now. It's safe to pit.
Yeah, very, definitely.
Yeah.
Nice job, mate. I'm not too sure if he's serving a penalty, but he's taking a
Yeah.
little bit longer in the pit lane.
The United one, MOC, and maybe Pudnick will have to pit again. We'll have to pit. Yeah.
I think the most interesting statistic to have on the left is penalties, because we all know what tyres they're on.
Yeah.
Penalties is very interesting. We've got really the provisional leader here, ladies and gentlemen, is still Poppy and Phil.
Poppy has no penalties. Well, Phil actually has 3 seconds worth of time penalties. That will affect races, especially under safety car. If there is a safety car, whoever has the less penalties will win the race.
Yeah, and what's interesting as well, Oda, is the fact that when you pit on Silverstone, the pit lane is so long that you generate.
It's 30 seconds. It's 30
It is.
seconds.
It's crazy, but also you gain a lot of errs. Sorry, real quick. JKS and
a
Scruff
lot
are
of
side by
errors.
side through Stowe,
It's a lot of-
through Cox Corner, sorry. And Scruff has actually retained his lead by sticking to the outside line, but JKS is going to get DRS on him on the hanger straight.
Yeah, and the hanger straight. Yeah, he'll get DRS.
So it'll be interesting to see if he can make the overtake, but I don't think he can. Scruff gets a mega exit out of Chapel.
Oh. Yeah, gets a great exit. He cannot.
Yeah.
He cannot overtake.
No, he can't.
Unfortunately, he can't.
But yeah, so what I was going to say, sorry, is you generate about 50% of your your battery
Yeah.
back. And because Phil was already on like 80%, he's
He
lost
won't
all
gain
of that.
as much.
He didn't,
lost,
exactly. Yeah, you're
He lost.
correct.
And the same thing will be for our next round in Russia. Same story.
Yeah, very long, 37 mile an hour pit limit.
60 kilometers. I
Yeah.
don't use the
Miles per
system.
hour, yeah.
I don't use the inferior. I
Yeah,
use the
exactly.
popular.
So how fast is the normal pit lane then? So it's either 60 kilometers.
80 kilometers is normal and 60 is on slow
Exactly.
tracks like Albert Park,
Yeah,
Silverstone.
Silverstone
For
and
pit
Sochi.
lanes, Zandvoort.
And Zandvoort, I didn't know that. I did not know that.
Because it's tight. Don't you see how much space is there? It's tight.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy tight.
But yeah, very long pit lane, and it will be the same. Like you are correct. In Sochi, it'll also be
in Sochi,
very
our
tight.
next race.
Yeah, which is happening next Thursday. Don't miss it.
Thursday and Sunday. Thursday
Sunday.
Tier 1, Sunday Tier 2.
Exactly.
Right now we're on Tier 2.
Yes, exactly.
Uh,
JKS, I believe he's just picked up 2 corner cutting penalties through Maggots and Beckett's, as in not penalties,
Yeah.
but just warnings.
Yes, yes. Warning. Scruff actually has no penalties.
Yeah.
That's gonna play. That's gonna play.
All Scruff has to do is really push right now, and he may be even able to get P2.
Yeah, I like the green on
Honestly.
Scruff's helmet. This is why I want him to be over JKS. Nice
Yeah.
green on there.
Exactly. Exactly.
Nice.
And to be honest, I hate to admit it, but JKS is really going to have to push in order to
Yeah, JKS
overtake.
has to push. He has to push.
Yeah,
Tom.
hang on.
He
There's been a
can't
spin.
overtake.
Sorry,
Spin
it's.
from who? Tom Taylor, DNF.
Oh dear.
Oh,
He did
no.
DNF on the straight, but there's been another spin, and Alpine, in fact, nice job, mate, has just
No,
crashed.
nice.
It's completely out.
2 crashes at the same lap.
Yeah, and there's an Alpine, sorry, it's Pudnik.
There's a
Pudnik is
VSC.
stationary around village, around farm, I believe, sorry. Or village, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, he's starting to move. How is
Yeah.
this not a SC? How is this not an SC?
Yeah, it's only a virtual
it's on
safety
reduced.
car.
Yeah, it's on reduced.
Oh,
We
no,
need to
it
set
isn't.
It on standard. We
Yeah,
need to
no,
set it on standard. We need more SCs. We want
Oh,
people
mate.
to have penalties to be
It
punished.
is. So
even though
it's
it
on
will
standard, but
be
I tell you
against-
what, so the first round was on, I think it was on increased. And that was ages ago in Australia, and we literally had, I think, 9 safety cars.
Put it on standard. Standard is the limit. Increased, keep it for career mode only. Single player.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
No, we do actually have it on standard, but I'm so surprised that it's only a virtual safety car.
Boom Boy gets a drive-through penalty, so as Dino and Infamous.
Yeah, Dino
have drive-through.
has stopped on the straight, I think in an attempt to not get a drive-through. He's had to stop, but unfortunately it didn't work. So Infamous gets a
didn't work.
time penalty, and Boom Boy a drive-through. Sorry, and Boom Boy does as well. But Boom Boy is trying to
Listen.
serve it. Oh, he's serving it right now. Luckily, the
Right now.
VSC has ended, which is zing.
Very
I mean,
inexperienced in league racing. I like
exactly.
Like me, just made my first league race debut.
Yeah.
Which was clean. It was clean.
Oh, nice.
Maybe 1 or 2 incidents with Mirko and Birop. And
Yeah.
and my spin in village. But other than that, it was a clean race. Some good overtakes. I did against Robert Diaz. So this should be no excuse. Even though it's your first, last one was my first and I did amazing. This should be not an excuse, as I said. But
Yeah, exactly.
But this might be the first F1 game. This is my third.
Yeah, this is only my second. I only started playing last year, actually, for
too.
F1 2020.
Last year. And about F1 2020, check my profile. A platinum.
Yeah, same. I've also got the platinum. But just real quick, so the gaps between the cars are quite large at the moment, with the shortest
they're
gap
large.
still being 1.1
Smallest
seconds
gap,
between Scruff and JKS.
It's 1.2 between Scruff and JKS.
So what's interesting, as I just kind of give a rundown of the situation, we have P1 and P2, the United 199 and MOC.
No, actually, the smallest gap is between Poppy and Phil Donald.
Just Dino's just DNF'd. Dino's just DNF'd and ALB's on the grass just outside the final corner, the Vale chicane. I don't know what's happened, if there's contact between the two.
Amazing. Amazing.
So Dino's DNF'd
I expect a lot of stuff in the incident report today.
Yes, exactly.
I expect a lot of stuff. But it's to be expected considering it's the first ever Q2 race. We have some experienced drivers here and some completely new.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so
but yeah, just as I give a rundown, so we have 5 DNFs, being Dino, nice job, Tom Taylor, Eisenman, and myself, but I won't count myself,
we
so
won't
4
count
DNFs.
Search for DNFs.
4 DNFs. We have the United one and MOC, P1 and P2. They both have time penalties, but what's crucial is they both have not pit. So if they pit now, the gap to the leader would put them about 30 seconds behind. They're going to come out around Kevin in P8.
Yeah, this actually might be a good... No, they will come out where they were, actually. They will come out where they were.
I think about P8, because if you go onto the gap to leader, it's about 30-second pit stop.
They should pit around now, and maybe they're doing so they can get a massive overcut.
Yeah, hopefully. Or maybe they're waiting for a safety car. If they had a safety car, it would have helped a lot. Yeah, exactly. But apart from that...
They should have pit under VST, actually.
Yeah, exactly.
Perfect opportunity.
It was a perfect opportunity.
If I was them, I would have pitted immediately. That was the most perfect opportunity I ever saw in my eyes.
As Boomboy Fries, not too sure if he's received wing damage, but he pits with only 6-lap-old medium tyres, and I'm not too sure whether he's going on the mediums or the softs for the last 10 laps of the race. It's another set of softs.
What is happening for Haas in Tier 2? This is a disappointment for the Haas team.
Well, not too bad. Tristan in P7.
Yeah, Tristan is 7.
Yeah, exactly. He's doing better than Aston Martin, Oda. They're in P11 and P13.
Listen, my coaching definitely helped him.
Yes, yeah. Are you all in the group chat?
And I especially especially specified to not spin in farm.
Yeah, it's very true. MOC has finally decided to pit on his 15-lap-old mediums.
Yeah, he will get a big overcut, to be honest.
However, like I said, he is. I think that he's going to come around Kevin because of the 30 seconds that it takes.
Yeah, actually, he was around P13, P14 when they pitted the soft runner. So that's actually a good.
It's a good gain.
He's getting an undercut and an overcut.
Yeah, literally, it's crazy.
Literally,
but
you get a 2-in-1 package. He gets a 2-in-1.
Yeah, literally. But as he just comes out behind, as I guess, behind Kevin, he is on the softs though, and there's a 5-second gap between them. I reckon that he's going to be able to overtake Kevin.
Yeah, but he has the 3-second penalty.
He's got a 3-second penalty.
He doesn't have a penalty.
You're correct, Oda. Yeah, so Kevin doesn't have a penalty. Poppy is our provisional race leader.
All I can say is MOC, the best he can probably aim for 7th. Getting to Tristan is basically impossible to get to Tristan. Listen, my coaching worked. Listen, Tristan, thank me. Yeah, my advice is may not have... where did he actually start from, Tristan? let me check.
Yeah. But just as a quick rundown for the race.
Tristan started from P8 and I started from P8, so he's disappointing me by not fighting for the win.
Very interesting. He has unfortunately
He hasn't learned the thing, unfortunately.
Unfortunately, he's got 6 seconds worth of time penalties. So let's just run it down real quick.
But he's far away from Kevin Kearney. As I said, Kevin Kearney
finally
got his first penalty.
So 15 seconds in front of Kevin, and he's only got a 3-second penalty difference.
3 seconds difference.
Yeah. So he is likely going to remain in P6. I don't think there's going to be many overtakes for the rest of the race, unfortunately. If the United one pits now...
There might be between Scruff and JKS. And maybe Tristan. These three will fight out there. And maybe Phil Donald and Poppy for the win. And that's about all the battles we have for this race.
Yeah, so if the United one pits now, he's going to come out between Kevin and MOC.
Unfortunately, it wasn't like in Tier 1, full of battles.
Yes, literally, it's crazy.
I heard it while I was driving out, like, damn.
Yeah, literally.
These guys are crashing while battling while I'm actually a clean driver. Wow.
Until you spun.
Listen, it was oversteer, nothing to do with an incident, okay?
Okay, yeah. That's probably even worse.
Well, having 48% tires doesn't help.
That is very true. Yeah, you did last those tyres for ages. However, Poppy's run out of hers. Phil's still got 60%. I really do think that Phil has to make
Phil
a
Donald
move.
will have to make an overtake in a couple of laps.
Yes.
He will.
If he wants to put out the 3 seconds, he's going to have to hurry up.
He
But
has
Poppy
to hurry
at the,
up right now.
yeah, so the United one is in the pits. He'll come out just behind Kevin. So Poppy now leads our race. Phil Donald
like
behind, half a second. 3 second time penalty, but a lot of errors.
I like how Mercedes improved in both tiers compared to last year.
Oh, yes.
Big improvement. Big improvement.
Yeah, unfortunately, last season, I believe a lot of our Mercedes drivers were absent. So I think they were last in the championship. Over.
Yeah, they were actually last.
Yeah. Very interesting. See, if Phil is ever going to make a move, it's going to have to be this lap in order to pull out the 3 seconds. And it has to be on the hanger straight right now.
It has to be in the hanger straight.
Yes.
Go get a lot of overspeed, go right on the outside.
Now, there's a bit of a battle going on between JKS and Scruff. JKS briefly overtook him, but now they're side by side.
Overtaking into Cops corner. Will they keep it clean? Yes, they do. Amazing.
That's
They
crazy.
actually did what Hamilton and Verstappen couldn't do.
What they couldn't do. And JKS is now leading, but was it a good idea? Because Scruff's now going to have DRS on the hanger straight.
in the
Just going to
hanger
breeze right
straight,
past
yes.
him again.
Let us see the ERS levels.
Yeah, but JKS is using ERS, Scruff isn't, and Scruff still makes the overtake. He's on the outside now, and they
Scruff,
keep it clean once again. Scruff's
keep it
now in
clean.
P3, but JKS has got another time penalty. It's 6 seconds now, and Tristan's right behind him. But he's got 9-second time penalty.
Tristan got 9.
Yeah.
Listen, Tristan, do what I told you. Do what I told you, man. Get the podium. Do what I didn't do.
Oh dear.
Do what I didn't do.
So my predictions for the race, I do believe that that Poppy is going to win because Phil has to pull out 3
Phil has
seconds.
3 seconds.
He's only got 7 laps.
But he isn't using his ERS. Why?
That is a problem,
Use your ERS, man. It doesn't matter if it reaches 5%. Overtake him. Get the clean air. Clean air is important to get the gap of your penalties.
And also, don't forget tyre wear is quite significant.
When you are in dirty
air. Exactly.
Yeah, this is why my tires were shot when I
when you spun.
I was behind Robert most of the time. Yeah.
So then we've got.
But there was like a stint of like sometimes I would lead for a lap and clear my tires for a bit. Then I will go behind him.
Yeah.
So if you make a move, if he makes a move, try to keep in front of him because your tires need to last. Thank you.
Exactly. So we have quite a large gap, almost a 7-second gap between the two front runners to Scruff, who's now sitting in P3. And to be honest, I do think he's going to retain P3.
Scruff, JKS, and Tristan, it's the battle of a podium, but Scruff has the advantage of having less penalties. Less penalties,
6-second gap to JKS, 9-second gap to Tristan.
Tristan.
When it comes to penalties. Yeah. However, the United 199 is 11 seconds behind Tristan. If he really starts pushing, he's just set the fastest lap, in fact, ladies and gentlemen.
He set the fastest lap.
Because he is on the softs. He could take P5 quite easily. He's only got to save another about 2 seconds.
He actually needs 2 seconds to get within.
Yeah.
And get within 6 seconds of JKS, which is easy for him on softs. We might see an upset for P4. Williams.
Yeah, exactly.
Williams actually doing well in Tier 2.
Oh wow, we did win the championship last season.
Yeah, he did.
But so that's quite the performance.
United 1 is doing a stiff performance right
Exactly,
now.
he is.
Penalties.
He only has exactly the no penalties. They really help, and he only has to cut down another like 0.2 of a second, and he'll be right behind Tristan.
Actually, this is.
Oh, sorry, another second. I do apologise.
Yeah.
Hang on.
And he needs to
side by side between the two drivers.
And there's yellows in sector 2.
They're going to take it right into Vale.
Kevin spun. He spun round.
Oh no.
Kevin spun and Phil Donald overtook Poppy while I was talking about.
You've got a 3-second time penalty. Tristan's overtaken JKS now, meaning he's got he has to pull out the 3 seconds.
While letting the United one catch up.
Exactly. The United one is catching up even more now, yeah, so about 10 seconds behind, but there's still a battle between JKS and Tristan. After that, though...
Did DNF drivers get... Do drivers who got DNF get points?
Yes, they do. Yeah, so Eisenman, I believe, will be getting 3 points.
Because most probably Williams will be on top after this race.
Yeah, potentially, exactly. It's been a very good result.
Williams to win the first ever Tier 2 season.
Yeah, exactly. So they won the first Tier 1.
They might not keep their Tier 1 title, but they might get inaugural.
Maybe. But what's quite interesting is that Williams didn't do very well at the start of last season in Tier 1. We only won the championship in the final couple of races.
The final races.
Yeah.
I didn't really watch any of the races.
Oh dear. You weren't able to hear PJ's commentary. Yeah.
Nah, I heard them. I just tuned in with them.
However, so we have a large gap between JKS, Tristan and Scruff. Obviously, they're all battling. We have a large gap to the United 199 behind, but I believe he will finish P5 ahead of JKS, which will be a side-by-side finish for the two Williams drivers. Then we have a substantial 9-second gap to MOC with a 3-second time penalty.
Sorry for me not commentating for a couple of seconds. I was
that's okay. Yeah, don't worry. I'll quickly run down the grid real quick. So then we have Kevin with a 6-second time penalty shortly behind. We have MF Underboss
are having
quite a gap.
Listen, MOC doing really good from last to P7.
Oh yeah, Tristan, by the way, guys, has just received another 3-second time penalty, meaning that he's equal on time penalties now between him and JKS. And that also means...
JKS got 3. Tristan remained the same.
Oh, I do apologise. So that also means, by the way, that United 199, if he closes another second, he's going to finish P4.
It's getting interesting in the last lap.
Yeah, it is.
He actually got within 9 seconds of Tristan.
Yeah, so he's going to finish P4.
He's on provisional P4.
Yeah, very nice.
Oh, very nice.
However, what's also interesting, ALB...
Nice day for Williams.
Yeah, very nice day for Williams. ALB has a 27-second time penalty, so he will finish just behind Lay, I believe. So then it will be Boomboy, Fries in 10th and Lay in 11th. ALB in 12th, and then Infamous and Pudnick rounding it off at 13th and 14th.
Pudnick just had, I don't know, a very catastrophic race, so it's Infamous. Catastrophe. I like how the Alpine is first and last at the same time. I like it.
That is quite ironic. Yeah, exactly.
Listen,
however,
I feel like Alpine and Tier 1 have to coach a little bit for a Pudnick. A little bit of coaching is necessary.
Yeah, exactly. But there's a bit of a battle right now. There's a yellow flag in Sector 2, but I don't think that's because
retired.
of... Oh, Tristan's just spun. Tristan's just spun around turn 3. He's completely spun around. He only had a couple of laps to go.
He spun near where I spun. Listen.
Yeah, and that guarantees the P4 position for JKS.
He didn't take my advice.
Wow, that is extremely interesting. Man. So that guarantees the P4 for JKS, and they were battling for quite a while. I saw that they swapped positions all the way back in Stowe a lap ago. So they were battling for quite a while. Tristan's now spun. He's in P5, but I think both drivers will be beaten by the United 199, who's going to end up finishing P4.
Actually, Williams would finish P4 and 5 like this.
Yeah, very interesting.
Good points, which is good points.
Incredible. Exactly.
Yeah, it will be constructors' lead, I think.
And Phil Donald is still...
And also, our United 1 has fastest lap, which is an extra 2 points.
Really wow. Important. That is very true. That is very true.
Tristan, he spun but didn't get fastest lap. Really disappointed in him.
Yeah, that is very true.
Listen.
But very... Yeah, so...
If you're getting pushed by the fastest lap merchant, you need to get fastest lap.
Okay. But real quick, so Phil Donald, he started on pole position, and because of that, he will get an extra point. And in this league, there's only a 4, I believe, like a 4-point gap.
Less gap. So win is not as important. You need just to be consistent every race in and out to win. So if you miss one race, you might lose the championship. Robert knows that.
Oh yeah, he does. After missing the first
Yeah.
race, that's crazy. And also DNFs matter a lot because it's
DNFs
very
matter,
difficult to gain a lot of points at once. So when I DNF'd in Canada, I really felt the consequences. However, I'm just quickly checking the point system just to tell everybody where everybody is. So Poppy will have 26 points and Phil Donald will have 23 points. So there'll only be a 3-second gap between the two
3 points.
the two leaders of this
Get
race.
your measurements correct.
3 points because it will be 26 points and 23 points. So it'll be a 3-point gap between P1 and P2. And I do believe that Poppy is likely to take home the victory as he rounds the
Yeah,
final
Poppy.
corner to start the final lap
final
of the
lap.
race. You see, Phil
Final
Donald
lap.
is still sitting on a bank of 52% ERS. I don't know if he's going for fastest lap, but since he's got so much ERS, if he uses all of that in one lap, he'll surely get the fastest lap with DRS
Man, why
as
didn't
well.
he use it earlier? Why did he use it earlier?
Exactly.
He could have gotten a win.
That is a
A
very
win is more
unfortunate.
important than fastest lap. Difference of 4 points compared to 2. What will you get 4 points? It's simple mathematics. Do people actually have brain here? I think not.
But yeah,
Listen,
exactly.
I never seen, and he's trying to go for an overtake at.
Yeah, he's still going for an overtake, but what I'm thinking
Brain.
is, Kevin pops the fastest lap, by the way, rather than United one,
that's
99.
interesting.
Kevin's now got the fastest lap on the median compound. Because Phil's still going for an overtake, even with the 3-second time penalty, it will be interesting if post-race any time penalties are removed or changed in any way.
Yeah, he might. If he actually has a point of getting his removed, and he doesn't have extra warnings, then yeah.
Yeah, he might get his
Yeah,
removed, but I don't
Might
think
get
it would
removed.
matter because it looks like Poppy's going to retain his lead. Final overtaking opportunity for Phil Donald
final
now.
overtaking opportunity into
And he's
Hunger Street.
approaching
He
Poppy
just
quite
stole.
quickly.
Quite quickly, but he backs off.
Yeah, he does back off. I noticed that. I'm not too sure why. I think he just wants to keep the P2 now.
Yeah,
As Poppy rounds
P2
the
is
final
good.
corner, right behind his Alpine teammate Pudnick, who's last, unfortunately, and it's only a few metres away from him. Poppy wins the first race of the
Tier 2.
VFL Tier 2 World Championship with Phil Donald just behind, but 3 seconds behind once you apply that penalty. It doesn't matter if it gets removed.
around the podium. JKS fourth on track, but we will probably see that.
United
going
one
down by-
does finish
United one,
P4.
Yeah,
Scruff
he's,
on the podium.
P4.
Then
P5,
JKS and
JKS.
Tristan. And then
That's actually a very good result for Williams.
it is an
And
incredible
MOC
result.
And MOC with a great recovery drive.
That is a great recovery drive from last
recovery
on the
drive.
grid.
Yeah.
Kevin just behind.
The 8. And
Now we have the huge
I was
gap.
I was disappointed in his performance. From what I raced with him, it seemed
Ah, yeah.
promising.
Yes.
yes.
But there's a huge gap between MF Underboss and Boomboy Fries, so his
Boomboy
penalty
Fries.
doesn't matter.
The guys behind are the ones who spun, crash.
Yes, that is very true. So then we have
So
Boomboy
he got
Fries.
P1 of the spinners.
Yes, exactly. He is the first of the spinners, and I believe he unfortunately had to go on
actually,
hard.
the first of the spinners is Tristan, but yeah.
That is very true, but I think that Boomboy had to change his wing.
Tristan is fitting of his Discord profile.
Yeah, exactly.
Very fitting, living up to the name Mazepin. Okay, and here
And
we
there
have
we go.
Panic rounding out the final corner. And Alpine was the first one to finish the race and is the last one.
And the last one to finish the race too. That's an incredible race.
race.
Very, very good race. So I'm just going to
Incredible.
quickly message into Tier 2 interview.
Yeah, I have some questions.
Yeah, exactly.
Questions
Anybody
about
want to
mocking the drivers.
interview?
Listen, I'm here to mock the shit out of the drivers.
Oh dear,
Your
don't be
mistake,
too
I'm
nasty.
Nah, I will just call them idiots. Most no brain.
Oh dear, well let's hope that Phil Donald, who finished P2, hopefully he doesn't ask for an interview because I think that you're going to tell him off for not using his airs.
yes. It is. I am the master of using all my ERS by lap 3.
Yeah, well, I'm not too sure if that's a good thing.
I do all my overtakes and build the gap up by lap 3.
For the final time, take it away,
Which I-
Oda. Give us a rundown of the finishing positions of every driver.
Here we have Poppy P1, P2, we had Phil Donald. P3, we had Scruff. P4, United one. P5, we had JKS. P6, Tristan, and the rest I don't remember because they are not significant in today's race that we saw.
Oh dear. So MOC in P7 after starting last on the grid.
Oh, wait,
Incredible.
I forgot about him. No.
Yeah, an
I'm
incredible
sorry.
recovery drive.
I
Kevin
remember-
with the fastest lap in P8. MF Thunderboss in
forgot.
P9. Boomboy Fires in P10. Lays in P11. Infamous Aim in P12. Pudnick P13.
I am an idiot.
Oh dear.
No.
ALB P14. Dino P15. And unfortunately the DNFs are ALB, Dino, nice job mate, Tom Taylor in P17. And
could I forget
Eisenman in P18 and I was in P19.
How
Very
could
interesting
I
race.
forget- How could I forget of my fellow Liverpool fan MOC? I'm disappointed in myself. I'm sorry.
Oh dear.
Okay.
Unfortunately, nobody has said that they want an interview, so we're not going to have any post-race interviews today. So that will conclude the first Tier 2 race of the VFL World Championship with that's actually going to be Poppy, who takes the championship lead after an incredible drive. So I think that was
yeah,
a great race.
Are not final. They will be final after all the investigations are done.
Exactly. Yeah, so the final rundown of the grid, of the finishing grid, will actually be revealed in a few days' time once we go
in a few
through
days.
all of the incident reports.
2 or 3 days.
Yeah,
3
exactly.
days at maximum. 3 days max. Because the third day is appeal day. First day is reporting. Second day is confirming penalties, and third day is to appeal penalties.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll find them out soon, but otherwise, I don't think I saw Poppy accidentally hit anybody off. So I do think that Poppy's victory is
Will
fairly
remain.
safe.
Actually, the top 6, top 7, the top 6 might not have any penalties added. Actually, there might between Tristan and JKS. There's some rough racing, actually.
Yeah. But even so that concludes the first race of Tier 2 VFL. I hope everybody enjoyed watching it. We had quite a few people watching it live, and I'm sure even more people will watch it later. Thanks very much to Oda for joining me during the race.
I have a PS. Tier 2 drivers. I won't probably commentate any race after race 2. So.
Very
You'll
interesting.
get lucky. You'll get very lucky. You won't have me calling you idiots.
Very nice.
I will only be there for next race. The next couple races, it's out of my schedule, unfortunately.
That is
But
unfortunate.
yeah, that's it. So that's it. That's wraps. Goodbye. Everyone have a good evening and sleep well and don't have insomnia.
That's very nice advice from Oda. I'll bid everybody farewell. Goodbye.